Exactly this season he was looking for. But with 2 runner-up finishes, he's way ahead of where he was last year at this time. 8 points ahead versus 8 points behind. After 3 full seasons of working on it, Honda's Josh Grant took the first Lites win of his career. With 2 rounds down and 2 first-time winners, AMA Motocross Lites continues to produce great racing action. To the sandbox of round 3, Motocross 388, Southwick. Welcome to Southwick, Massachusetts, Motocross 338. It's the AMA Toyota Motocross Championship, the Moto T Southwick National. Hi everybody, I'm Ralph Shaheen alongside multi-time National Motocross Champion Jeff Emig. Aaron Bates will be joining us as well. A lot of folks on hand here today for some great motocross action. And Jeff, we've got some clear skies to go racing today.
Beautiful day of racing here at Southwick, but I tell you what, these riders are going to have a lot of sand in their goggles, a lot of sand down the jerseys. This is an extremely difficult and challenging track.
And of course, you just saw Ryan Villopoto. He's going to be challenged by his teammate Ben Townley. The two of them have been fiercely contesting this championship, but Josh Grant making a shot at it for Honda.
Well, yeah, Josh Grant notching his first win of his career in the Lights division. Pretty awesome ride last week. I'm sure he would like to do another finish like that here at Southwick.
As the gate dropped, you'll see Ben Townley went down. He got up, got back into it, but by then, Josh Grant was well on his way to taking the win. Townley would end up 10th before the day was done.
But that 10th was an awesome ride because he almost got lapped at the beginning of the race.
So Grant took moto number 1 as the action got underway in moto number 2. Grant was out front, but not for long. Townley got by him quickly, and the one-on-one never looked back.
He definitely didn't, and the second moto, Townley was amazing how much speed he had.
Villopoto went 2-2. Grant takes the overall. Villopoto just keeps racking up the points in the points lead. And here's a look at the point standings in the AMA Toyota Motocross Championship. Villopoto out in front of Townley, but just by 8 markers. Grant, Dungey, and Lawrence all giving chase in the top 5. Here's Aaron Bates with the Progressive Direct pre-race report.
Former MX2 World Champion Ben Townley is coming into Southwick filled with confidence this weekend after having 2 moto wins and sitting 2nd overall in the points. Well, you would expect that with the championships under his belt, he would be extremely great in the sand. Growing up in New Zealand, plus also racing over in Europe, and living at Ricky Carmichael's for this last year in Florida probably helps as well. But when he came here during qualifying yesterday, that wasn't quite the case. He was not comfortable on the bike whatsoever. We spoke with him earlier this afternoon to find out what the problem is and why he's not feeling comfortable and what they've done to modify the bike to make changes to excel at this track.
Yeah, it's definitely extremely different to what I expected. It's kind of pretty slippery on top, and it doesn't have a deep base at all. It's quite a hard, slippery base, and just went out there in the first practice and expecting something completely different. So we came back and made a lot of changes for the second practice yesterday, and then today in the practice we seem to have got it exactly how I needed. I ended up with a couple of good times out there and just feeling way better than yesterday, so really enjoying it now.
One guy who's enjoying this season a little bit is Jason Lawrence.
Jason Lawrence has definitely showed some great speed. Seems to be getting a little bit better each week, and if his starts are good, I think that he can run with these guys.
And when the number on your jersey matches up the number of the racetrack, maybe it's your weekend. We talked to Jason about how he's been improving throughout the season.
I've been doing good in practice. My times are good, and I did a bunch more starts than I normally do. We probably did like 40 starts, with like adding the 2 days together, and they were all real good. So hopefully you'll see me in the front on the start.
One would think that real soon Jason's going to put it all together and have a really good outing and stand on the top step of the podium. Here's what Jason and the rest of the riders face today. 40 riders in the gate, 2 motos, 30 minutes plus 2 laps each. Top 20 riders scoring points. Highest point total after 2 motos wins the overall today. Here's a look at the practice times from earlier today. Ryan Villopoto, the top of those time sheets.
Yeah, Villopoto was smoking here, but you know what? The difference between first and 10th, that gap is not as big as what it usually is, so it tells me a lot of guys are really on par, and they've really done their work and their practice in the sand to get ready for this race here at Southwick specifically.
Here's a look at our starting grid for Moto number 1, and one of the names that was on those timesheets, Jeff, pretty far up there was Tommy Hahn on the 52, riding pretty good this weekend.
Yeah, Hahn and Factory Honda are definitely getting things together. They've had a tough season up to this point, but looking for a Moto win out of him also.
Taking a look at the 40 names, they'll be lined up in the gate as we get set to drop the gate here for Moto number 1.
Also have some local guys here in the race, Billy Ainsworth and also Mike and Chris Pugrab, both or all three of those guys out of Connecticut, so definitely a little local knowledge there.
We'll have the start for Moto number 1 when we come back to Southwick. Is the passion for two wheels in your blood? Well, now you can get all the breaking news, in-depth analysis, and more with the Motorcycle Racing Report, only at speedtv.com. Keyword green, presented by Kawasaki. Here's our Honda onboard camera. Ricky Renner carrying it for us today.
And Ricky's lined up on the 4th gate from the inside. You notice he's got a nice straight line going out of his gate. Probably preferred line is a little bit over to the right.
Oh, riders going down all over the place. And out front early, it's Villopoto. There goes Josh Grant on the 24.
Martin Davalos with a great start here in the first Moto Southwick, up in 2nd place right now.
Davalos on the KTM number 577. Chris Pugrab on the 83. Got a very good start.
Local guy here from New England. Like I said, a little local knowledge. I'm sure he's taken plenty of laps here at Southwick as an amateur. Now he's got his chance to run with the best lights racers in the world.
He's on that Kawasaki in the black riding gear, but this Kawasaki rider, Townley, battling with Davalos. Townley on the 101.
And actually, Ralph, this is in a reverse direction. This is a clockwise direction. Back in my day when we had wooden tires and all that, we ran in the counterclockwise direction.
Did a lot more pedaling back then, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah. But you can see Southwick always is the same. It has these big sweeping sand turns, some lines going from the inside, and see how they're actually crisscrossing there, coming out, searching for different lines. The whole trick here to Southwick is to carry that momentum, and there's always a big roller that comes into the berm, and if you can get over that roller and keep your momentum going through the turn, that's when you turn to fast lap times.
Here comes Townley inside of Davalos. And now the Pro Circuit Kawasaki riders run 1 and 2. Villopoto out front in a good-sized lead already.
Well, you got to think that after these first 2 nationals that Villopoto really disappointed that he hasn't gotten the overall win and that he's got something to prove here at Southwick.
You talked about this sand here, Jeff. That's what this racetrack is so well known for. What's the key to getting through it?
Well, you got to find smooth lines, but as you can see looking down through there, there's not a smooth line at all. So the thing is to try to keep your momentum, not to bury the bike in a deep sand turn and not to hit too many deep holes. Just to try to find a happy median somewhere. You're not going to find a smooth line. You just, you know, try to keep everything even.
Let's check in with Aaron Bates.
Well, guys, some tough luck right off the gate for Matt Gerke. As you saw, he got caught up in that very first turn crash pile up, and you're taking a look right now at his mechanic working vigorously, trying to get that front wheel change. Take a look at it close up. You can see all the spokes are blown out. It's amazing that he actually made it around a solid lap as it is. Matt Gerke, some tough luck here at Southwick already.
Well, we talked about his teammate Jason Lawrence being number 338. Maybe he was one number shy of having the good luck charm here at Southwick. And the thing about Southwick here, and when a rider maybe fell in front of him, he ended up running into him, you can't change directions as easy as you can on maybe a clay track or something that's hard packed, because it's all this deep sand. The front wheel would just wash out.
Davalos on the 577 doing everything he can to keep Grant behind him as they fight over third.
You see these guys just switching lines up, going inside, outside, and it's so important to stay out of the roost here. These motos, 30 minutes plus 2 laps. You know, we talk about, you know, how tough it is on the riders, but it's also tough on the goggles, especially like in this situation, as you see Grant getting past Davalos. But, I mean, you may have to pull, you know, depending on if you're running a laminate tear-off system, maybe you're going to have 20 or 25 tear-offs on there. If you have a roll-off system, you may pull that thing up to 50 times just during one moto.
Compared to what would you do at a normal track?
Well, at a normal track, maybe you have, you know, 8 or 10 tear-offs. A Supercross, maybe 2. So quite a bit of difference in the amount of roost you gain here.
Well, one thing that's still the same in this show, commercial breaks. We'll be right back after this one.
Friday.
Massachusetts, the Toyota Motocross Lites Championship. This is moto number 1. Ryan Villopoto on the Monster Pro Circuit Kawasaki has been out front since the gate dropped, and he's built up a healthy lead here today.
And look at those lines there where Villopoto was. There was a big, huge inside berm and a huge outside berm, too.
There goes Billy Laninovich in red on the number 15. He's closing in on Jason Lawrence. Lawrence coming up through the pack pretty good. They're fighting for positions just inside the top 10. Lawrence in the blue and white riding gear. Looks like he's challenging Andrew McFarland.
See McFarland pulling a tear off there, using one of the outside lines. I thought Lawrence had the pass made, but you can see how much speed and momentum McFarland carried.
Finally, it looks like Jason Lawrence is going to get around him.
Not quite as much momentum there at the tail end of my comment as what he had leading into it, but
let's go back and see how that pass got made.
Lawrence gets on the inside and keeps just enough traction, catches just a tail end of that inside berm. Nice pass.
Josh Hill now closing in, or the other way around, actually. Lawrence closing in on Josh Hill. These two now battling over 7th.
And it's interesting here because watching Lawrence, see, he chooses another inside line as opposed to really trying to use momentum on the outside, and he's making it work for him right now.
To the inside, and maybe a position away from Hill. Now finally, Lawrence gets the job done.
Yeah, right there too. He went inside through that whole sequence of turns, and what that's going to do, at least at this point, is it's going to be saving energy for the second moto. He looks like he's very fluid right now, very smooth, and very, very patient with these riders. It looked like he was using too much energy to make those passes.
No problems out front for Ryan Villopoto, the young rider out of the state of Washington, having a very smooth afternoon here in Southwick.
Wow, look at the lead he has. That about 4 or 5 seconds on Townley right now, but this is a great ride for Townley also, considering that he came here expecting something totally different. You know, what we heard from him, the track's a little bit harder base underneath of the sand than what he thought it would be, as opposed to riding, you know, the tracks in Holland and in Europe for the World Championship, where he has some experience where it's just bottomless sand. But one thing about sand is it's always rough, it's always tough on the body, and it's tough on the bikes too.
What kind of tricks do you have to use on the bike to get it to survive a day like this in all this sand?
Well, it's interesting. One of the parts of the bike that is just abused the most is the air filter, and you know, optimum situation, the bike would run about 10 or 15 minutes with the air filter in this condition, and then you change it. But they don't have an option for that. It's going to be 35 minutes or maybe even more on this air filter. So what that does is that creates a problem for the engine, where the engine builds up heat. You know, the throttle's constantly wide open here, so you're using a lot of fuel. Back in the 90s, early 90s, fuel consumption was actually an issue because the gas tanks weren't big enough, so they would have to add a little an extra gas container under the seat or something. So, but they don't really have the fuel consumption problem now that they did then.
You saw Jason Lawrence make the pass for 6th. Josh Grant continues to run in 3rd. Looking for back-to-back wins. Nikita Suzuki of Ryan Dungey holds down the 4th position.
Going way high on the berm there, getting a good drive up through here. This is one of the newer sections at Southwick. And take a look at how rough it is down through there. There is just no smooth line at all. And the thing about Southwick, if you have the rhythm, if you feel the flow, it's great. It's easy, it's fun, you're really loving the sand. But if you're buried back there in the pack and you're running 20th, and you should be running inside the top 10, you're just completely hating it, because it seems like that you hit every bump on the track, and it is one of the most miserable days of motocross that you could ever have.
Ryan Villopoto continues to leave here at Southwick. We'll be right back.
Coming soon to Speed.
Motocross Lites Championship, the AMA Toyota Motocross Series. This is Moto number 1 here at Southwick, Massachusetts, and Ryan Dungey on the number 62 has caught Josh Grant on the number 24 Honda and is going to work on him for 3rd.
See these guys switching up lines, and Dungey trying to outside, coming back in here, but has to stay in line, coming back up past the spectator area. See these guys using every inch of the track here. From the overhead shots, from the helicopter, you can really see how many lines there is, and just how far out certain riders will go to gain a little momentum.
We talked about some of the things you have to do to the bikes to prepare for a day like this in the sand. How about the riders themselves?
Well, I think riders, from my knowledge, is they either say, okay, I'm not going to practice any sand. I'm going to go there and try to get the flow only at Southwick. You ride different sand tracks, maybe you get a different feeling. There's other riders that say, okay, Southwick's coming up. I'm going to start riding sand every day that I'm home for a month. And I don't think that there's any formula as far as the practice schedule. One thing that you do have to have is knowledge of how to set the bike up to go through the sand, because it's totally different than, let's say, from the opening round at Hangtown, California, where it's a lot of clay. So here, the thing about the bike setup is that these big rollers and all these big G-outs is that you want to have the back of the bike low, the front of the bike high, have the front wheel, the front axle kicked out. So it's, if anybody's ridden a downhill mountain bike where the back of the bicycle just seems really low, that's how you have to have the bike set up.
Here comes Dungey working hard on Grant, cuts back to the inside, and Ryan Dungey is taking over 3rd.
Nice move by Dungey. He is really flying right now.
Of course, Dungey coming from Minnesota. Jeff, some of the tracks up there pretty sandy.
Well, one of the tracks that we'll visit in Millville actually has got some of the biggest sand whoops known to man. As we take a look at the replay, you see Dungey just says, hey, I'm going to get out of the line here. I'm going way high, and then he squares it up on this berm, cuts across, and he catches a groove to give him just enough traction to rocket by Grant, taking the position.
Dungey to 3rd, and we go back to the front.
You see how clean the number 1 plate is there? That's a great feeling. He probably didn't even have any dirt on his goggles at this point. All the lappers are getting out of the way. This is how you like to race Southwick. Hole shot, wave bye-bye to everybody.
Pretty soon he's going to be waving at the crowd from the top step of the podium as we're on the last lap here at Southwick for Moto number 1.
And it's all about finding the flow on the track. And if you can, it's like this sixth sense that you have of where the big G-outs, where the big bumps are. And I'm not going to lie, fitness and determination and all that has a huge part of it. But there's 2 or 3 guys each year that are racing for the championship that seem to be the most fit. But at Southwick, it's all about finding that flow. And right now, Ryan Villopoto definitely has it.
Now we'll see if he can put it all together with moto number 2 as well and take the overall, something he has not been able to do here so far this season.
And you got to think that having that #1 plate, being so successful in Supercross Lites series this year on the West Coast, winning the championship, you know, Donations winning last year, all of that, and then coming out to the first 2 rounds where you think you're just going to smoke everybody and being close to the win, but not actually getting it, pretty frustrating. But there's a reason he's got that #1 plate on his bike, and that's because he knows what hard work to do, and he gets it done.
Ryan Villopoto working his way to the checkered flag. He'll take moto number 1 here at Southwick.
Thursday.
I'm Jamie Presley.
Motorcycle racing. Now you can get the latest race results and news right on your phone with weekly green alerts from Speed. Text KX to 773333 on your mobile phone to receive free motorcycle racing text alerts. Speed Green Alerts presented by Kawasaki. There's Ben Townley. He ended up finishing 2nd. But let's begin with the rider who finished 3rd here today. That would be Ryan Dungey. Here's Aaron.
Ryan, obviously you had to prepare yourself a little bit differently to come into this sand race, but growing up in Minnesota, does that help you?
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, me and Johnny O'Mara have been working real hard. It's been really fun these last 2 weeks with them, and we're just trying to do the best we can. I know I belong out here, you know.
Here's our Toyota Trucks unofficial results from moto number 1, and Johnny O helped Ryan Dungey get to 3rd.
Yeah, and they definitely, if you're training with Johnny O, you're putting in a lot of hours. Going to be in good shape when it comes race time, though.
Here's Townley with Aaron.
Well, for a guy that was struggling yesterday, seems to have pulled it together a little bit today. Ben, you still don't look as though you're 100% comfortable on the bike. Do you feel as though you are?
We're going to change a few things, I think, for the second moto. You know, it's a tough track. You know, I'm still learning as much as I can out there, and the guys on the Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki team do a great job.
Well, let's go back and show you what happened with Ryan Villopoto as the gate dropped. The rider with the red #1 plate took the lead, never looked back, and now he talks to Aaron from the top step of the podium.
Well, all that hard work and he's back up on top. Ryan, a weekend off seemed to do some wonders for you. Came back entirely motivated once again, but I heard your trainer Randy Lawrence has been yelling at you on this time off. That help you?
Yeah, you know, I just had I guess sort of a slow big start, and haven't had very good starts, and then just, Ben's tough. You know, I can't do what I did last year, get bad starts, and then try to come through the pack and expect to win, you know, because he's going to be strong the whole moto.
All of the riders on the track are AMA members. Are you? If not, call 1-800-AMA-JOIN or visit AMADirectLink.com. AMA Rights Riding and Racing. Good look high above the racetrack here at Southwick as we get set for moto number 2 coming up shortly. Well, Doug Henry was in town for the Southwick National. Industry folks got together to help the sideline New England hero.
Come on, $10 a ticket. All the money goes right to Doug. Win his bike. Doug's the man. Come on, $10 a ticket. Do it.
Jeff, it was back during Bike Week at the Supermoto where Doug Henry suffered some very serious injuries to his back.
Yeah, that he did, and he dodged a bullet before after that horrendous crash in Budds Creek some years ago. But Doug is such an incredible motocross racer, motorcycle racer in general. The fans up here at Southwick just love him. I mean, he's one of their own, and he's put in some hard rides, and that's why they respect him so much.
One of the other things that's very likable about Doug Henry is his positive attitude, which he's continued to carry with him even through these very hard times, trying to rehabilitate himself through these injuries. And one of the people helping him is Bevo 40, a longtime insider in the industry, trying to do something to help Doug Henry through this very tough time.
I got together with the Rider Down Foundation and came up with an idea. We're selling Hershey's for Henry. We're asking for a $2 donation, and all the money is going to go to Doug Henry.
I'm just overwhelmed by all the support I've been getting from the industry and the riders, and it's just really nice to have, you know, I must have done something right in my career. I don't know what I did. I just went riding as fast as I could, and you know, I got a little of a stumble in my career, but you know, hopefully it's a stumble and I'll get back up from it. And you know, with all the support I've been getting in the industry and the fans, and I'm just amazed. I'm just amazed by it.
He's so humble, and along with that positive attitude, a big part of the reason why Doug Henry's so popular.
Well, yeah, like he said, he got on his bike and he rode hard, and then he went home.
And we'll be right back for some more fast action from Southwick. The Toyota Motocross Championship. Let's check in with Aaron Bates for Progressive Direct pre-race report.
Well, guys, a lot of hard work and dedication was put in by the Sobe No Fear Samsung Honda team this week. The team manager, JC Waterhouse, made all of his riders in the Lights division come over here and practice this entire week, training in the sandy conditions. That included the riders, the number 24 of Josh Grant, the 73 of Jake Weimer, and also the 50 of Billy Laninovich. They've all put in their time, plenty of laps on this track as well as all the local tracks just an hour from here. We'll see if all this hard work is going to pay off here for the second moto.
Jeff, what do you think of that approach?
Well, I think that if they found some tricks, they found some flow and some bike setup, then it's definitely going to pay off. I think Billy Laninovich had a pretty good moto. Grant obviously was up front there also, so but they're going to have to do something really special to get in front of the 1 and the 101 because they are flying today.
There's our Honda onboard camera with Ricky Renner. Now this time, Jeff, he's a little bit farther over in the gate.
And I'm not liking that spot as much as the 4th gate over, so he's going to have to do something special off the gate if he's going to grab that whole shot.
He's going to tuck in behind Billy Laninovich on the 50. And he continues to lose ground as they work their way through the first couple of corners. It looks like Ryan Dungey out front.
Ryan Dungey, our fast learner of the year. It seems like it doesn't take him long, whether it was in Supercross or now in motocross, to pick up on some things. And maybe his trainer, Johnny O'Mara, said, hey, back in 1984, this is how I did it.
Well, he did it very well, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Johnny O, definitely one of the legends of our sport, now working with Ryan Dungey on the training side and also the mental side. So going to get for some great things out of him this season.
Well, and mental confidence is a huge part of going fast in the sand, too, as we see Villopoto back in 3rd with Townley running in 2nd.
You can see how much drier the track is. Let's just see the blue bike there of Jason Lawrence on the Yamaha. First moto, he was almost dead last off the start, and he said that he's been working on his starts this season.
Here's our Progressive Direct whole shot replay of the start.
You're pretty even to this point, but then right there on the inside, the yellow bike, the 62, is not the first guy there. Hahn actually was the first rider there, then Townley and Dungey. And you see Dungey taking the short way around and grabbing the Progressive Direct Whole Shot Award.
And he got a good bite on that Suzuki because you can see that thing really sat up and came straight off the corner while everybody else went way wide, chewing up more dirt, spending more time before they got straightened out and headed in the right direction. Lawrence running the high line through there as we watch Grant. There goes Lawrence.
You can see the track is quite a bit drier now than what it was in the first moto. That means that the insides aren't going to be there like they were. All those inside lines would have pushed out because in between the Lites first moto and the Lites second moto, we would have had the first moto of the motocross class, a big 450 four-stroke machines would have completely pummeled the track and pushed everything wide. That's why now we're going to see one defined line leading up to the outside.
You see the roost coming off the back of Dungey's bike and all that sand going right in the face of Townley. What kinds of little tricks do you use to keep that sand out of your face in your goggles, Jeff?
Well, the main thing is the goggles, and what we developed way back in the days, and actually Villopoto from Scott Goggles, who we just heard from on the Doug Henry benefit. Villopoto's been around for, well, as long as motocross has here in the U.S., and he actually came up with the idea of on the foam venting on the goggles to put baby oil on there, and it kind of acts like a filter oil, if you will, and keeps the sand out.
Townley not bothered by the sand at all. He is coming hard after Ryan Dungey. Townley on the green 101, the Kawasaki rider. trying to get through the inside. There, he's going to get the pass done.
Nice move, and you see, oh, Dungey's trying to make another move on him. I love that synchronicity there over that sand tabletop, and that's actually.
Oh, and Dungey's right back.
Actually, the fast line, I guess, is what I should have said. And Dungey and Townley both first time here at an AMA National.
Well, now Ryan Villopoto is going to get into this fight. It's going to be a 3-rider battle for the lead. Townley around the outside. Wow. Just giving it everything he's got.
Looks like both of these guys definitely took the energy pill in between motos.
Dungey tries to square the corner back up. Tries to get back inside of him. Townley takes the lead. Villopoto continues to close.
Oh, and you know that Ryan Villopoto wants a piece of this action too, but he's back there. He gets a chance to watch which one of the lines was successful on each part of the track here, so he's actually at an advantage unless Ben Townley puts in a burst of energy and burst of speed here, pulls away a few seconds. It's going to make it tough for him to catch up to him at that point.
Villopoto tries the inside, cuts right across Dungey. Dungey doesn't have anything to do with it. It comes right back after him.
Isn't this incredible? Ryan Dungey not intimidated at all, this being his first season. You'd think he's one of the seasoned veterans out there.
Rides with a tremendous amount of confidence, does young Ryan Dungey. Villopoto comes right up the inside of him there and forces his way past.
Well, Villopoto knows that the position that he needs for the overall here today is up in front of him. Ben Townley, the 101. He's been so close this season, but hasn't been able to win an overall, so he's definitely going to do everything it takes to get up there past the 101 and take that win.
The battle for the lead continues here at Southwick. To Southwick, Ralph Shaheen alongside Jeff Emig and Aaron Bates covering the action down along the racetrack for us today. The Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki teammates of Ben Townley on the 101 and Ryan Villopoto on the number 1, battling it out, and Villopoto to the inside to take the lead for the first time here in Moto number 2.
And that has been Villopoto's MO all season, is outside, carrying a lot of momentum, really using the speed there. That was a pretty good move, pretty aggressive actually as he jumped past Townley for the lead.
And Jeff, it kind of looked like Townley might have had a bit of an issue there. He seemed to slow up pretty good.
Well, he's right there on him. You see Villopoto up the outside, inside on the next turn. He's out to prove a point here today at Southwick.
Tommy Hahn on the 52. Oh, he goes wide after battling with McFarland, and there goes the bike, and Laninovich goes right over the rear wheel. Back to the leaders.
Well, we'll see if Townley can pick up on some lines here. It seemed like he was pretty fast there in the first couple laps. Villopoto charging real hard. You see Townley using the outside this time. Last lap through here, when Villopoto passed him, Townley went to the inside. So smart racer's always going to try to remember what happened last lap, use it to his credit the next time through. See how deep those sand whoops get going through those huge berms where you just have to stand on the pegs and you wheelie the bike through each individual whoop and through those holes. This is the time of day here in the second moto. As this moto wears on, this is where your low back, your legs, your quads, your hamstrings are just going to be screaming for mercy, wanting a break. But that's why these riders work so hard, are in such great physical condition.
I was wondering if Townley maybe was just getting a little tired because he seems to be just making more mistakes. Oh, it's Villopoto with the mistake here.
Ryan Villopoto going down in that tight left-handed turn. What an advantage for Townley.
Well, that'll re-energize you for sure.
Not sure what he did. He looked pretty comfortable coming in. You see Townley having to slow up and actually wait for Ryan to get out of the way. Looks like he buried the front wheel in that deep sand. Townley loses 2 or 3 seconds right there in the process.
But he does gain the lead.
Yeah, Villopoto's lucky that was his teammate there next to him and not one of his arch rivals. He would have ran right over him.
And now Villopoto challenges Dungey.
See Villopoto moving around on the track, using all the track on the outside. Looks like he's got a pretty good drive right here.
Up over the big jumps, and Villopoto takes the lead away now. And Dungey finds himself back to third.
Ralph, you got to know that Ryan right now is mad. Inside that helmet, he is fuming, and he's going to pull out all the stops here because he just gave away the overall here, and he's only got a few laps left to reel in Townley again, try to take that overall.
Villopoto came to Southwick looking for that elusive first-time overall win for 2007. Thought maybe this would be it. We're coming right back to Southwick for the finish. To the AMA Toyota Motocross Series. There goes your leader, Ben Townley, out front, who, Jeff, a couple of laps ago looked like he was going to have to settle for second.
Yeah, and at this point, he got a little gift there. His teammate, Villopoto, went down, handed him the lead here, so the race is on for the overall to see which one of these riders is going to be physically fit enough to suffer through the end of this second moto at the Southwick National. Toughest one on the schedule.
There you see Villopoto, and it's quite a big gap between him and Ben Townley. With a handful of laps remaining, I don't think Villopoto is going to have time to catch him.
The time's definitely running out, but what Villopoto needs to do at this point, as you can see, all the inside lines in the turns, any of those tight ones are all gone. It's all about these big sand berms carrying a lot of momentum. You see he goes outside there, back out to the outside, rides the high line there, and a lot of the small bumps are gone. It's all these big, huge roller bumps. Really is hard on your legs and your low back. And the track gets quite a bit, the sand's quite a bit looser, not quite as much moisture as there was earlier. So Villopoto has to find the flow, has to carry just a little bit extra more momentum and ride a higher gear.
One good thing for Villopoto is he won't lose any points.
Yeah, but I think at this point for Villopoto, it's a pride thing. I think he wants to win that overall. Right now, you know, it's all fine and dandy inside of the team truck, and yeah, my teammate won, but there's that battle going on within the team, and in certain situations like what we're seeing develop here with the Monster Energy Pro Circuit team is that, you know, these guys are two of the best guys. They're working out of the same semi, so they're going to keep it clean up until, if we go to later on in the series, could get a little nasty. That's Broc Hepler, the 75, who's been really good all season. He's actually getting lapped at this point, so the second motor not going as he would like.
Villopoto, and it's the final lap. Ryan seeing the clock running out. Dungey sits behind him in third, and here comes Jason Lawrence.
And actually Lawrence got a pretty good start like he wanted here in the second moto. Hasn't had the speed of the leaders like he'd like, but definitely a better start than in the first moto where we noticed he was almost dead last.
Lawrence putting together a decent weekend, Jeff, but still not what he was hoping for. And Grant not running as well in moto number 2 as he did in moto number 1.
Really getting tossed around here at the end of the second moto. The track is just treacherous at this point. That's a tough position here when you're riding up through the pack, trying to gain every little pass, every point that you can. One thing about it, and what my mechanic would always put on the pit board is, hey, you can rest tonight. Right now, you got to give it everything that you have. Leave it all out there in the sand of Southwick.
Grant in 5th. The Sobe No Fear Samsung team. We heard Aaron Bates talking about the fact that they came here early to get some extra practice in the area. I think they'd have to be fairly happy with that.
I think so, and you know, you as a team, you're going to try to prepare the bike, prepare the riders the best you can, and in the end, you know, it's up to the riders to race it, to give the effort. And some days you have it, some you don't. But man, it seems like every day this year, the 101, but Ben Townley has had it.
And Ben Townley takes a checkered flag here for Moto number 2. The Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki rider wins the second moto. We'll be right back to Southwick to talk to him. Did you miss any AMA racing action? Want to relive the excitement? Watch all the 2007 AMA Supercross and Superbike events on Speed On Demand online. And it's all free, courtesy of Yamaha. So log on now to speedtv.com, keyword Yamaha, get up to speed. Have you called the AMA yet? What are you waiting for? 1-800-AMA-JOIN or AMADirectLink.com. Protect your right to ride. Well, the racing is done here for another year at Southwick. Motocross Lites putting on a great show. Here's our Toyota Trucks unofficial results from Moto number 2. Ben Townley got a bit of a gift, but he made the best of it.
Well, you have to do that sometimes to win the championship, and I'm sure he'll take it. Great ride for both of the Kawasaki riders today.
Here's Ryan Dungey.
Well, Ryan Dungey once again up here on the podium. Ryan, you started the moto off with a whole shot and in the lead, but you ended up being about 10 seconds behind the leader. What is it that you can do to try to amp up a little bit extra speed?
You know, I'm working real hard. You know, I really want to run with those guys. Don't get me wrong. You know, it ain't the greatest feeling just kind of sitting back a little bit, but you know, we're going to work on it, and I got great people around me, and I think that's key to becoming a better rider.
No doubt we'll be hearing a lot more from him in the near future. Here's the Toyota Trucks overall results. Townley with a 2-1 takes the overall. Here's Ryan Villopoto now with Aaron Bates.
Your current points leader, Ryan Villopoto, back up here once again on the podium. Ryan, struggling a little bit with lappers this afternoon. Did you feel that you were 100%?
Yeah, you know, the track was tough and it was good. You know, I just got past Ben and then, you know, came upon a lapper really fast and had nowhere to go in the turn. So, well, besides on the ground, and you know, just had to regroup from that, and you know, just had to come through. I think Dungey, and then actually Josh Grant was right on me too when I got up.
Well, as you take a look at the points, it's almost as if this round never took place because it was an 8-point difference between Villopoto and Townley when the day started, and that's how it will finish. Here's your overall winner, Ben Townley with Aaron.
Well, it just goes to show you hard work and dedication pays off, and it definitely did for Ben Townley today. Ben, after the day that you had yesterday and your first moto this afternoon, did you expect this day to turn out the way it did?
Well, yeah, I did. You know, it's we made some good changes between motos, and Bones really hooked me up. I was happy. You know, Ryan rode a good race. You know, he's strong. We're pretty close at the moment, and I've got to just, you know, say he's riding awesome. You know, it's great to race with someone like him, and got to say thanks to the whole Pro Circuit Monster Energy Kawasaki team. They're awesome. Thor, Parts Unlimited, Scott, Bridgestone. They do a great job every week, and got to say thanks to them.
When the points stay exactly the way they were coming in as the way they are leaving, I would say they are pretty close.
Yeah, no doubt. It's going to be a great summer of Lites motocross racing, and can't wait till we get to the final round at Glen Helen and see who ends up champion.
For Aaron Bates and Jeff Emig, I'm Ralph Shaheen. So long from Southwick, where Ben Townley